So today I really wanted to do something a little bit different. It is still about changing your mindset and your perception, but I wanted to focus it more on being single and in your 30s and being a female. And I really wanted to share my experiences with you. And really and truly what I want to talk about is being single, 30, Indian and a female, because that adds a whole different dimension to the word pressure. And look, my parents have never pressured me into getting married. They've never said to me, you have to get married by this age or whatever. But with the cultural pressure, I feel like it's always been this little niggling thing that, oh crap, like I need to move forward in my life, otherwise I'm just going to be seen as a bit of a loser. So I really want to share some of the experiences that I've had, and hopefully you can relate to some of these. So let's get straight to it. And I know you lot are all thinking, you don't even need to go into too much detail about this, because we all know about the auntia. And look, they can work for you, they can work against you. But when you're 30 and you've got these aunties coming up to you on every single function possible, people you don't even know, probably you've never met, don't remember meeting, and are asking you why you're not married yet, you don't really have a sensible answer for them that they would be okay with, other than the fact that you've just not found anyone, you've just not met anyone. And I've always been a little bit cheeky, and I've always said to them, it's because you haven't found me someone. And then they'll laugh it off, and then I hope that's the end of the situation. And guys, if there's any smart responses that you have for the auntia, please let me know, because I think I've used that too many times. And if all that fails, they'll probably speak to your mum and dad and be like, oh, is she looking? Usually my parents have always said, no, she's not really interested at this time, and then they leave it at that. Or they'll get down, start making a mental note of all your credentials, where you studied, how much you studied, what you look like, how dark or fair your skin is, all that jazz. And it could work in your favour. You could end up meeting someone really good through this network of aunties, because that's what it is. It is a network. But you can't still help but feeling really shit after someone keeps asking you, so why aren't you married yet? So why aren't you married yet? So why aren't you married yet? I know these aunties mean well and they're just trying to help you out, but you can't help but feel shit after that. The second thing I wanted to say was that this isn't even just about being 30. You've been told pretty much by the age of 21 that you need to start looking for a guy, or that you need to start thinking about marriage at the very least. And this is so crazy to me, because I remember my sister got told at like 25, her 25th birthday, and my uncle was like, oh, you passed your sell-by date now. And she was so annoyed. She was like, I'm only 25, I'm literally just getting my career started, like she's feeling really good about herself. And that comment completely ruined her day. Like, it was just so unnecessary. But this is the mentality of a lot of the older generation. Like, at 25, you're pretty much past the sell-by date. So chop, like get on with it. This kind of brings me quite nicely into my next point. I don't know about you, but from the get-go, I was told that there'll be no boyfriends. None of that shit going on. And you've pretty much grown up thinking, look, school is the way you study, that is it, and anything else, you're literally going to get beats for it. So, I mean, definitely for me, you just didn't bother doing stuff like that. And then you get to uni, and uni's like a whole new world, and then you pretty much go in with the same mindset that, oh no, it's not acceptable for you to find a boyfriend. Then you come out of uni, you're 21 years old, and then, some of your friends have already found their partners in uni, and then by the mid-20s, they're all married, and they're all settled down. And you're like, oh shit. And then your parents look at you and like, you should have found someone at uni. Come on. It's so crazy to me that you're really going to tell us for our whole lives that you're not allowed to do that, and then, come on, like, that can't, I can't. But if you're a girl, your parents have been planning for your wedding ever since you were born. And I'm sure that you have heard it plenty of times, that they're definitely saving up for you getting married. They're definitely thinking that you will get married, like that's just a given, and that you will move into a new home, and then you'll have a new family with your in-laws, and they're preparing themselves for that. And then you get to 30 and they're like, damn, like it's either going to go two ways. They've either saved a lot more money for your wedding, or they've just given up and been like, let's go and get married, like so let's just stop putting any money in that. But you've grown up with the notion that you will definitely be getting married because this is what we've been planning for. And it doesn't even stop at that. Like I know some families who have already like bought gold for the girls for them to wear on their wedding day, and they probably can't even say gold at that point that they bought it. Like it's crazy. And that's the reality of being in the South Asian community. Like this is what we do. We prepare for this stuff. By the time you get to 30, you're literally like, okay, all this stuff is just waiting. It's all set up for me. Like the only person that needs to sort their shit out is you. You definitely feel the pressure even more when you know that this is what they've been preparing for. Yes, I am going to mention caste because we're in a generation that literally has no ties to the caste system. Like none of us are actually farmers and own land. None of us are chopping wood down the road. Like it really isn't. That's not what we do, and it is up to our generation to really kind of let go of that notion that, oh, I'm this caste, I'm better than you, I'm not better than you, whatever. Like we all have, we're all pretty educated, or we all have very similar jobs, so we can't say that they're one better than the other. Of course, that is my opinion. And also, when you start adding caste to the mix, like we all find it difficult enough already to find someone that we like, we get on with, and could potentially see ourselves spending the rest of our lives with that person. But when you add caste to the mix, you're really like you've really narrowed down a pot of good people. Like at this age, I'm already being told that it's difficult to find someone, and then you're going to add caste to the mix and narrow it down even more. No, sorry, there's genuinely no hope if that's going to happen. I can't, and I don't want to, but I do believe that it is up to our generation to kind of get rid of that thinking. But if you believe it, then do you know what? Each to their own. And of course, this is one we can all relate to. This is one that's probably ruined people's lives, because as a community, we have this huge obsession about what will people say. And to be honest, I do get it, because we're in a community where we all rely on each other to provide us with insights as to what's going on in the community. And that means if something's considered wrong, then everyone will know about it. And then everyone's so worried about being considered wrong, because then you won't be put forward as a candidate so that someone could, potentially marry you. And so I get in that respect that people do worry about what other people think. But I think in this day and age, we really need to move out of that. And because really and truly, we can't control what other people are going to say about us, whether they agree with how we live our lives or not. We should just really spend that time being happy with ourselves. And if they can't see the true potential in you, then that's their loss, really. My mum used to say to me when I was younger, like if I had any ideas to, I don't know, cut my hair, dye it, wear something, go somewhere, she'd be like, no, you can't do it. But when you get married, you can do whatever you want. And I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why would I wait till I get married to do certain things? Why do I have to wait? Like, it's obviously I was more annoyed with the fact that I had to wait until I get married. At that point in my life, little did I know I would still be unmarried by the time I turned 30. But I think they also realised themselves that, oh, they ain't happening anytime soon, so we can't keep using that excuse. So maybe some of these experiences have resonated with you, or maybe you've experienced something similar, or probably even worse. Please share them down below in the comments. I think it would be really fun to read them. And I just want to say to anyone who's really feeling the pressure right now is, don't rush the process. just because of that, and I completely understand how you are feeling, and there are so many people I think are feeling the same way. I think the most important thing for you to do is just be happy. So being single makes you happy, then stay single. But if you are looking to find that person that you're going to end up with, just remember that they don't define your happiness, and just because you find that person doesn't mean you're going to be happy when you do. So thank you all for listening. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe and share if you can, and I will see you next time.